he picked up a transmitted disease from a Russian woman. He's denied that publicly.
Oh my gosh, I was 16 years old. Like, what the hell do you know?
The devil himself said, I'm going to exchange some dollars for your child's life.
Do you think you're the devil himself?
No, but I do have a good mirror.
Jeffrey Epstein, and she said he was like the king of America. As the plane took off, he started forcefully touching me in between my legs. And I just freaked out, and I suddenly realized, oh my God, my family aren't going to see me again. These people might kill me. You know, I got such a fright. It was such a huge changing thing for me. And I suddenly realized I had to just be nice and be friendly.
Court documents allege that tapes were taken of Prince Andrew, Bill Clinton and Sir Richard Branson by Jeffrey Epstein.
I was foolish to spend time with him. I was one of many people who regret ever knowing him. You know, every minute I spent with him, I regret and I apologize that I did that.
I also met Jeffrey Epstein exactly one time. I regretted it from the second I stepped in the door. I had nightmares about it afterwards.
You're sitting down there having cocktails while Bill Clinton's getting a massage from some girl who's rubbing her tits against the back of his head, whether knowingly or unknowingly having sex with girls.
Your favorite celebrities are all flying out of the country right now after the first arrest of the creeps in the Epstein files was made. And baby, it's only about to get worse from this point. Some are straight up denying ever being involved with him, even though their names are literally listed there, and the rest are just running away. And to make matters even worse, now reports have started coming out about everyone who caught an STD while freaking out on the island. Now, the real thing that had people shocked wasn't the fact that these celebrities were catching STDs. It was the names attached to those STDs. Some of these people are folks that no one even expected to be participating in any of the mess, but those are the exact ones that were there doing the absolute most. The first one on the list is Bill Gates. The interesting thing about him is that back when Epstein was initially arrested, it was speculated by a lot of people that he was on the island too, but he went on a whole media campaign to debunk the rumors.
One of the issues that's dogged you is that of your relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Do you regret the relationship that you maintained with him against Melinda's advice and wishes?
Oh, I've said that you're going way back in time, but yeah,
new audience.
I will say for the, over 100 times, yeah, I shouldn't have had dinners with him.
Epstein had a way of sexually compromising people. Is that what Melinda was warning you about?
No. I mean, No, I had dinner with him, and that's all.
Knowing good and well that the rumors were in fact true. Now, after the second catch was released, he was exposed for not only being on the island, but also catching a nasty STI from one of the Russian girls who were there, and then infecting his wife Melinda with it. To make matters even worse, he didn't come clean to her about what he had done. Instead, he was plotting with Epstein on how to give Melinda high doses of antibiotics without her knowledge, so she could treat without even knowing she was treating it. Now, after this, Melinda was asked about Bill infecting her with that nastiness he contracted, and she blatantly said right out of her mouth that Bill's relationship with Epstein was actually one of the many reasons she left him. And from the sound of it, she found out about the infection exactly when we found out.
I made that clear to him. I also met Jeffrey Epstein exactly one time.
Did you?
Yes, because I wanted to see who this man was. And I regretted it from the second I stepped in the door. He was abhorrent. He was evil personified. I had nightmares about it afterwards. So, my heart breaks for these young women because that's how I felt. And here I'm an older woman. My God, I feel terrible for those young women. It's awful.
Sad. Just unbelievable sadness. Unbelievable sadness, right? And again, I'm able to take my own sadness and look at those young girls and say, my God, how did that happen to those girls, right?
Anyway, moving on. Prince Andrew, or let me say, former Prince Andrew, also recently got arrested for his involvement with Epstein. And people are convinced that there is no way he didn't catch any because he was rolling with Epstein for so long. He attended dinners, parties, and events with Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. In fact, in 2010, while Epstein was on house arrest, Andrew repeatedly forwarded confidential documents to him. These included his official trip itineraries to Singapore, Vietnam, Shenzhen, and Hong Kong. Full aid visit reports within minutes of receiving them, and a secret briefing on Helmand, high-value commercial opportunities for foreign investment in Afghanistan. But it gets worse. One of Epstein's victims, Virginia Giuffre, publicly accused Andrew in January 2015 of essaying her on 3 occasions in 2001, when she was being mistreated by Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. But as expected, Andrew denied all allegations, but Virginia didn't let up on him. She sued him in 2021 under New York's Victims Act, which they settled out of court in February 2022 for approximately $12 to $16 million, with no admission of guilt. Fast forward to now, and she suddenly dies by ending her own life. And there have been heavy speculations that this was an inside job to silence her for good.
He asked me to dance. He is the most hideous dancer I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it was horrible, and this guy was sweating all over me. Like, his sweat was like, it was raining basically everywhere, and I was just like, whoa, grossed out from it. But I knew I had to keep him happy because that's what Jeffrey and Ghislaine would expect from me. The people on the inside are gonna keep coming up with these ridiculous excuses, like his arm was elongated, or the photo was doctored, or he came to New York to break up with Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, come on. I'm calling BS on this, because that's what it is. He knows what happened. I know what happened. And there's only one of us telling the truth, and I know that's me.
But get this, the files also exposed Epstein himself to actually catching not just one, but multiple STDs, while he was organizing and forcing himself on all these women. Between 2015 and 2018, he tested positive for gonorrhea several times, chlamydia once in 2015, and expressed repeated worry about trichomoniasis. He was prescribed antibiotics, took low testosterone replacement therapy, erectile dysfunction medication, and even froze his sperm. Epstein required all the women in his network to undergo regular screening and treatment for all those nasty infections, so they stayed fit for him and his guests. Now get this, another set of emails on the files also exposed him and Elon Musk's younger brother, Kimball Musk, speaking in a way that suggests that they had some kind of gay relationship on the low. And if this is really the case, people believe there is a big chance that Kimball also caught a couple of infections from allegedly sleeping with Epstein. And then there is Jay-Z and Chris Tucker. Chris was already incriminated a while back, but Jay-Z's name being there was definitely a surprise. He had the internet in shambles for weeks, and Beyoncé has been working overtime to make sure this doesn't affect either her or him. Jay-Z got named in the files after an anonymous victim identified him, but his fans were saying there's no way he was involved with Epstein because the alleged incident happened in 1996, and in 1996, he was just breaking into the industry as a rapper in Hollywood. The victim said she woke up in a room with Weinstein and Jay-Z present, with Weinstein mistreating her. And supposedly, Pusha T was the handler who made all this happen. Now, even though people say Jay was too green in the industry to be connected with these elites, that's actually not the complete picture. Yeah, he was a new rapper in the game in 1996, but that doesn't mean he didn't already have industry connections. Those are two completely different things. Actually, based on how Jay-Z was moving and climbing up so intentionally back in '96 as a so-called newcomer, there are also videos of him with Weinstein where it genuinely seems like Weinstein is controlling him or something.
In your thoughts on Donald Trump and what it means for mass incarceration?
You know what? This is a labor of love for Jay, and as a result, he's my friend. We're here to talk about that and nothing else.
Well, then can I ask you about mass incarceration? And do you think the movement is...
Now, when it comes to Chris Tucker, he has been working overtime to clear his name by claiming that he was only on the flight logs for a humanitarian trip to Africa, focused on AIDS awareness and charity work. Mind you, the former President Bill Clinton was also on that trip. And if you've seen the Epstein files, then you already know that Bill was up to no good. Hell, people are even saying that he might have caught some of those STDs too. But here's where things get even crazier.
You knew Jeffrey Epstein, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. We flew Bill Clinton and a lot of different, that was a humanitarian trip to Africa. And I met him on that trip because it was his plane. I didn't know who plane we was getting on, but it was a whole bunch of dignitary people. We was with a delegation, And yeah, I met him, and you know, you don't know people what they do in their private lives, so yeah.
But yeah, tell me this, Chris. You was on this private plane, and you could tell that it was a private plane because they called it, was it Lolita Express?
Oh yeah, it was a private plane. Yes. Oh yes.
But wait a minute. You didn't never go to that island, did you?
No.
You see, after Epstein was taken down, Diddy took over to continue his legacy. And just like the guests at Epstein parties, the people who attended Diddy's also reportedly caught some STDs. You know, the infamous freak-off parties that Cassie was talking about in her trial against him. Well, she spoke under oath that because of this lifestyle, she caught several different infections and was constantly under medication. And then there's Usher, who Diddy was allegedly touching when he was not even 18. Usher was given to Diddy by his manager for mentorship, but everything else happened except for the actual mentorship. These rumors got worse when an email from one of the publishers of Kim Porter's book leaked online, talking about Diddy giving Usher an STD. The email read, "Some of the things in the book cover Diddy's gay relationships, footage of those encounters, the men he slept with, STDs, Diddy giving Usher an STD, and the explosive encounter between Diddy and Usher's mom." And then there is Brashear Gray. Apparently, Diddy and Will Smith got their hands on him after his incompetent manager at the time, Charlie Mack, handed him over to them for what was supposed to be mentorship. However, as you can probably guess, the only thing Brashear got taught was how to stay quiet and let them do whatever they wanted with him. Once again, Jaguar Wright was at the center of this claim, saying that Will's neighbors supposedly heard Meek Mill and Brashear fleeing from Will's house after an intense freak-off session with Will, Jada, and Diddy.
Bisexual, they do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills, Brashear Gray, left that house screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He needed a dog.
And while we're on the topic of Meek, he's also rumored to have caught an STD from Diddy's parties. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't really surprising to hear Meek being mixed up in this because it's been rumored for a while that Diddy supposedly messed around with him. Meek even got called out in one of Diddy's SA lawsuits when Lil Rod said that Diddy confirmed that he was sleeping with a Philadelphia rapper who once dated Nicki Minaj. And to make everything even messier, an audio clip allegedly of Diddy and Meek together got released. And just listen to what this bodyguard who allegedly recorded that audio had to say.
Like, everybody was passed out. Yo, Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive.
Meek.
Wait a minute.
He's a f***ing Fruit Loop. He Diddy-fied.
This is Philly.
He's a deep-fried period.
You think that audio that they put out was real?
Yeah, that was him. That Nicki recorded that at the freak off in the Calabasas.
Man.
She been waiting to drop that shit on Meek.
Ugh.
She just wasn't gonna tell nobody it was Diddy. But now that Diddy out there, why not?
So then who's the guy who's claiming he recorded it?
Oh, somebody that got paid?
There have also been rumors about Diddy and The Game having something going on in the past, after Game revealed that instead of him and Diddy being in the studio working on their album, which never dropped, Diddy was flying him out all over the world, partying, buying him expensive stuff, and giving him jewelry. People couldn't help but look at those trips sideways, especially since they were usually heading to Atlanta. And y'all know what folks say about men who keep making trips to Atlanta by themselves.
I started kicking it with Diddy, right? I ran around with Diddy for 2 years, damn near. And this Diddy, we never went to the studio one time, but he was like, yo, I f with your demo, that shit. You know, bad boy, hey, Playboy, hey, here go a watch, Playboy, here go a chain, Playboy. I'm like, yo, we ever going rap? Like, nah.
Y'all was doing it for 2 years.
Yo, but the jet leaves at 5. We going to Miami, Playboy. We going to, you know what I'm saying? We going to New York. We in ATL this weekend, Playboy, pop out. And I was going everywhere with Diddy.
And then there have been even reports that Diddy has been battling HIV for years. And that is one of the reasons why he used to hire also those male workers.
Allegedly. I'm just curious, what he done?
Damn.
Shout out to Magic Johnson, a real black billionaire who wasn't all freaked off, who actually made business, bank exchange, created dollars.
in real black neighborhoods so real black families could have that opportunity just like everybody else.
Girl, at this point, it's genuinely beginning to look like everyone in Hollywood is infected with something. I mean, everyone has it, including the ones who aren't even listed in the files. If you remember, Sexy Red was also accused of having multiple STDs and infecting people. And the worst part is, she didn't even deny. In fact, she confirmed it, and even revealed that her STDs were part of the Illuminati rituals she had been participating in. You cannot make this up. Me at the doctor, waiting on her to tell me why my staying.
Stop. I think you're gonna want to hear this. Sexy Red was on live and revealed to the world that she might have sold her soul. And so
it's time for me to just keep it 100 with y'all. Like, yes, they got me in this shit. I don't know. I can't get out of it. I'm getting too much money. I don't want to get out of it. That's what y'all wanted to hear, now I'm saying it. They talk about stop playing. We just left this Hollywood party, baby. This Balenciaga party. Fuck with Balenciaga. Fuck with Lindsay. Lindsay cool. He cool. No, what he say? When you get your taxes, bring me Balenciaga. Bring me Balenciaga himself.
And this is the Balenciaga party she was talking about, with people like Kim Kardashian, Lil Wayne, 2 Chainz, where she says, "Thank you, Balenciaga, for inviting me to the fashion show." And we already know what Balenciaga be on. Problem is, people think these rappers be playing when they telling y'all the truth. Even down to look at what's on top of her head. People be thinking it's a game when it's right in front of your face. She be getting too much money. She told you.
As usual, people had their own thoughts, like this person who said, Diddy took over after. Whatever happened to all those videos at Diddy Bust? Not a word. Another person said, the most shocking thing is that there's no justice for those children, and the lack of action, just a bunch of cowards. But now, I want to know your thoughts. What do you think of all these celebrities and politicians being on the island? And do you think there'll be more arrests after Prince Andrew? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.